Hi, everybody. Welcome to No Weak Sauce. Tony Miller here. In the garage, did a little change of scenery today. I think I'm going to like this a little bit better, do things a little different, get out of the office and do it in my garage. So, either way, I've been meaning to get back at this, and I wanted to continue giving you guys my story and keep going with that. But we had some big news this week, something that I wasn't sure when it was going to happen, how it was going to happen, what was going to happen when it did happen. And so I thought I'd share that with you guys today. I was given a bone marrow transplant on January 25th of 2019. That is, we'll get into that. I'm not going to go the whole what a bone marrow transplant is. That is something we'll talk about. However, a bone marrow transplant is a transplant, and the law is that if your donor is within the United States of America, that you cannot find out who your donor is for 1 year. From transplant, January 25th. Like, I tried to get it January 1. I tried to start finding out who my donor was, and they're like, no, you have to wait 1 year. So I waited until January 25th, and I was like, hey, can I find out who my donor is? And in order for me to find out who my donor is, both me and my donor have to agree to want to meet one another. So I started pushing. I want to know who my donor is and everything else. And at the same time, if my donor says no, I don't want to meet this person or communicate with this person, then that's it. The whole thing's over. I would have probably gotten an email that said, your donor has chosen not to communicate at this time. I'm not 100% sure what happens because my donor did decide to communicate with me. So it was a few days ago. I get the most random email from a person whom I don't know. It's sent to my inbox, and it just says, I donated stem cells, and I just want to know how you're doing. And I was taken back. I was in shock. I was excited. I was happy. I was a multitude of different things. But then I got to figure out, like, what do you say to the person who saved your life? Like, I had thought about this moment for so long. I wanted to meet him. I want to talk to him. I want to tell him thank you. Of course, I did. But then after that, like, what? What do you say? And then, of course, it also brought back a flood of emotions because, I'm extremely thankful that I literally have my entire last year to thank to this person who now has a name. His name is Ryan, and he donated his stem cells to me. We were a 100% match. I don't understand how this science works. I don't understand how this person, whom I've never met, we have no family connection, maybe somewhere way, 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 way back there's some connection, but right now he lives in Louisiana. I live in Iowa, and he was a 100% match. And I got to talk to him. We spent all day kind of going back and forth on email. Then we started to text, and then we called. And I said, "Hey, why? Why did you sign up?" And he said, "I signed up for Be the Match, which is the organization that we used as the transplant was BeTheMatch.org, and we'll talk about them here in a little bit, but." We both used that, and he said that about 7 or 8 years ago, there was a friend of his whose younger daughter had ALL, and they were doing a drive for BeTheMatch.org, and he signed up. And then he said he got a few phone calls here and there, one way or the other, and nothing really happened. And then he got a phone call and said, "Hey, you are a match. Are you still in?" So on and so forth. He said, "Yeah, absolutely." They did some extra blood work. We were 100% match. The best match I had was him. So then what he had to do as a donor, they go in, they get shots once a week just to get a shot, and then it overstimulates their production of white blood cells or stem cell, whatever it is. We should really make this clear again. I am not a doctor. I have not researched into a lot of it because there's a lot of scary things when you start researching this type of thing. So I'm just kind of going off of what has been told to me, and I'm kind of playing like third, fourth person at this time, all right? But either way, so he goes in, gets his shots, and they overstimulate his blood to continue to produce cells, right? And they produce all these cells. And then on the last day, his fifth or sixth day, they go in. He gets an IV in this arm. He gets an IV in this arm. You pretty much just sit like that. And they take blood out of this arm, put it through a centrifuge, spin it around. They take what I needed out, and then they give you everything back in the other arm. He says it took him about 6 hours to donate all of his blood, or to donate his stem cells, to donate everything I needed. And then he literally got his transplant, he got his cells taken out on the 24th. He was living in a different place of the country at that time, but they took his cells out and literally got on a plane, flew to Nebraska, and then put the cells in me. And then it saved my life. It saved my life. I had 100 days of very hard, trying times. It was not easy. We will go into what post-transplant is and how difficult it is and the emotions that is and just everything that can happen with that. However, I'm alive, and I'm alive because of Ryan. I'm alive because of Ryan. And as far as the donor side goes, I talked to Ryan, and Ryan said, hey, yeah, I had some, sore arms for a day or two, but really, I was fine. And that is just incredible to me. And I have to spread this message. Guys, if you are of age, if you're 18 to 25 years old, go to www.bethematch.org and sign up. Someone saved my life, and he was only out a couple days, and he had some sore arms. That's it. You can save somebody's life. And all you're going to have to do when you go to www.bethematch.org is that they're going to send you a swab kit, and it's just a swab in the cheek. You send it in, and that's it. You're on the registry, and you could save somebody's life. It's that simple. So to you, Ryan, thank you very much. Everyone else, I promise I will go back out. I will start going through my journey again, talking about this, that, and the other. But it was a very, very emotional week getting to talk to Ryan, and just we continue to talk, and I show him pictures of my children, and I show him pictures of my wife and everything that has happened over the last year. And I showed him I have a calendar in my office, and every day I write down what day it is. How many days I've been alive since he's given me the gift of life. And I am forever thankful. Ryan, thank you from the bottom of my heart, from my mother, my wife, my father, my brothers and sisters, my family, my friends. You've seen the Facebook post. There's a lot of people who are extremely thankful for what you did. And of course, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for giving me a second chance of life. I will not squander it. Guys, if you want to save somebody's life, go to www.bethematch.org. Thank you, and have a great weekend. Have a great day. And remember, guys, F you cancer, no weak sauce. Have a good night.